Fox 15, Abilene. Fox 15 Abilene, your local news alternative at 6 and 10 p.m.
Plus, tis the season for burglaries. Our Vanessa and Paige will explain why January has the highest burglary rates up next. And 2 child molesters here in the big country received lengthy sentences. Details coming up. Fox 15 Abilene News starts right now.
Live from the heart of the big country, this is Fox 15 News at 6.
The Abilene Police Department is investigating shots fired on the 5,000 block of Mencino Road that struck a home multiple times. A family in South Abilene fears for their life after 6 to 8 shots were fired, shot, and some made it inside their house. The Abilene Police Department reports on Tuesday morning, just before 8 a.m., an unknown suspect fired shots in the south side of the home. At the time, there were 5 people inside of the house.
I mean, it's crazy, man, just knowing that the life of my daughter and the life of my girlfriend could get taken with just one single bullet, you know, it's devastating.
Luckily, no injuries were reported, but Billy says one bullet hit the wall right above his mom where she was laying down in the living room. Tonight, we'll have the full story. And this Abilene man was found guilty in November 2017 for continuous sexual abuse of a child and indecent exposure to a child. 57-year-old Howard Sturgis submitted a motion for new trial, but a Taylor County judge denied it on Tuesday. Court records show Sturgis has a history of indecent exposure and sexual abuse of a child. Currently, he has 2 pending cases of indecency with a child. And in the past few days, extremist posters were found at Abilene Christian University. Take a look at these tweets. Patriot Front posters went up at ACU. A group that hung a banner in Chicago that said America is a white nation is now putting up posters at ACU. A student even tweeted, ACU, please do something about this. The university tweeted, we do not tolerate racism. It undermines our core values as a university. We're still waiting for an official statement from the school. January is number 1 on a list, but not one to brag about. State Farm says their claims data shows most Texas burglaries happen the first month of the year. Texas State Farm agents say they experienced over 700 claims last January. We're told this is likely because people are more trusting after the Christmas tree is taken down. However, those present boxes could make you a victim.
Burglars are going to strike the easiest target. So if they can see what they're looking for through the window, they're going to find a way to get in there. After you've opened your presents or have new items, tear down the boxes before you set them out for trash.
It's also important to be careful about posting vacation and travel plans on social media. Make sure to boil your water before you use it if you live in the city of Sanford or Monday. Officials have issued water boil notices for both cities effective immediately. Health experts advise consumers to use bottled water when making ice or to add to baby formula. They also advise not to shower or bathe in it. The city of Cross Plains is dealing with a natural gas shortage which affected schools. The superintendent says they need natural gas for heaters and delayed school start time until 10 a.m. to ensure there was proper warmth. We're told this hasn't been a problem before, and business will be back to usual for the rest of the week. With the threat of cold air still hanging around, many children are out and about in frigid weather. Our Vanessa Paige has details on how to keep them warm and healthy.
Well, I sat down with a pediatrician who says your child shouldn't necessarily be wearing the same amount of layers as you.
Kids are not like adults. You know, they lose heat and they lose their temperature pretty quickly.
If not dressed properly, your children can get sick. They must be dressed in the right amount of layers, which may be different than what you may be wearing.
Good general rule of thumb is that your child would have 1 more layer than you would have.
So if you're wearing a shirt and a jacket, your child should also be wearing a shirt, jacket, and an undershirt. But it doesn't stop there.
Another thing that is really, really important is to cover their heads. That is usually one of the main sources where kids lose heat. And it's very easy to get dehydrated. It's very easy to get cold with, through your head. So you want to put a hat on.
When it's cold, 1 or 2 more layers will work. When it's extremely cold, they need 3 or more layers, as well as a face mask. Not dressing properly can cost your children their health.
Your antibodies might not be working as well, or your body just stops interacting. You lose energy, and you need that energy to make antibodies.
He says it's best to check those weather conditions before you head outside. I'm Vanessa Paige, Fox 15 Abilene News.
All right, thanks, Vanessa. Children aren't the only ones who need to dress appropriately for the winter weather. Men and women need to as well. West Texas boutique owner says for women, velvet is a great fabric to keep you warm and is stylish as well. For men, she suggests wearing flannel. The big country weather can be ever-changing, but something you can never go wrong with is layers.
Layers are good on everyone, and then you can lose a layer if it's too hot, add a layer if it's too cold. So I think the more layers, the better. So like I have on a piece here, but if it got too hot, I would just have on the cute little shirt underneath.
Cherise says it is up to your personal style on what you want to wear. The key, just stay warm. And speaking of warm weather, Barrett, it seemed like in a couple of weeks, for the first time today, we saw the sun. How long is that going to last?
Well, yeah, the sun came out today, and man, it sure did feel nice. Temperatures didn't feel too bad out there. 51 degrees are high. Now, we're going to have a little bit of cloud cover come in for tomorrow, but in general, we have mostly sunny skies in the forecast. Mostly clear skies for tonight. Temperatures getting cold once again tonight, dipping well into the 20s. As far as ahead in the 7-day forecast, temperatures moderating into the weekend. 60s will be likely by early next week. I'll have the full forecast coming right up.
All right, Barrett. Here in Texas, the search continues for 2 Round Rock girls police believe were abducted. The reason they believe they are with a man who's a person of interest in a suspicious death case. Our sister station KView in Austin has more.
Their faces are everywhere, seen under this Amber Alert headline. But for Leanne Durenhofer, they're more than just photos. These 2 little girls are like family to her.
Granted, we don't know what's going on. We don't know where they are. But we're still grieving them because we don't know where they are.
Terry Miles is suspected of kidnapping 14-year-old Lily Griffith and 7-year-old Lulu Bandera Mcgrett on New Year's Eve. Durenhofer says she received an alert on her phone Sunday night and immediately drove to the girls' home in Round Rock.
My heart stopped, and I immediately called Tanya to come over here to support her.
But Durenhofer says her phone went to voicemail. Their mother, Tanya Bates, a nurse at St. David's Round Rock, was found dead in the home.
When I seen the crime scene tape, my heart just stopped.
Durenhofer's daughter, Christina, and Lulu are best friends. She says the hardest part is explaining this to her.
Listening to my baby cry at night is my main goal of being out here to, keep it fresh.
But here in Round Rock, Durenhofer plans to canvass the neighborhoods and social media in hopes of finding the girls. Her message to Miles is clear.
But them little girls are innocent. I don't know if you feel like you're protecting them from whatever, but you're not. There's people here that love them and care for them.
All right, thanks for that report. The Senate gets back to business for the new year with 2 new Democrats. Doug Jones, the first Alabama Democrat elected to the Senate in a quarter century, and Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith, both taking the oath of office. Vice President Mike Pence conducting the official swearing-in ceremony on the Senate floor. Also attending the ceremony were former Vice President Joe Biden, who escorted Jones, and Walter Mondale, who escorted fellow Minnesotian Smith. Still to come, will North Korea sabotage the Winter Olympics? We'll tell you more after the break.
Never miss a thing with the free Fox 15 Abilene app, available in the App Store. Live from the heart of the big country, this is Fox 15 News at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. Today marked a rare diplomatic moment. South Korea has offered high-level talks with the North, aiming to find ways to cooperate on the Winter Olympics. Fox News Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palkot has more.
The 2018 Winter Olympics set to kick off in just over a month in Pyeongchang, South Korea. North Korea was widely expected to boycott the games, but both North and aimed at getting North clear to participate.
We expect that South and North Korea are going to sit and see each other and frankly discuss North Korea's participation in the Olympic Games.
If the North accepts, the new round of talks will be the first formal negotiations between the countries since December of 2015. The offer comes a day after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un proposed talks to ease the ongoing military standoff, while also repeating threats of a nuclear strike against the U.S.
The entire U.S. mainland is within the range of our nuclear strike, and the button is always on the table in my office.
Some analysts say the North is trying to drive a wedge between South Korea and the U.S., floating an olive branch to the south while President Trump focuses on increasing economic and diplomatic pressure against the North. But South Korea's president has made it clear any talks with the North must include negotiations aimed at stopping Pyongyang's nuclear program.
Improving inter-Korean relations is not something that can be done separately from the resolution of the North Korean nuclear issue.
President Trump weighing in on the new diplomatic overture on Tuesday, tweeting, and I quote, "Rocket Man now wants to talk to South Korea. Perhaps could be good news, perhaps not. We will see." In London, Greg Palkot, Fox News.
The tree pollen in the low category for today, pretty much the same as yesterday with the pollen levels. The only change is the weed pollen is in the low category. I'll have the full forecast after the break.
The best way to start your day. Wake up West Texas. Weekdays from 5:30 to 8 a.m. Now with your first warning weather, here is Chief Meteorologist Barrett Phillips.
Welcome back, everybody. Quite a difference 24 hours make. We're in the 40s and 50s out there right now. 51 degrees in Sweetwater, 47 in Abilene, cool spot, 42 in Eastland, and warm spot, 55 degrees in our southwestern county in Robert Lee. As far as 24 hours ago, we're 26 degrees warmer as of now, 26 degrees warmer in Abilene, up to 30 degrees warmer throughout parts of the big country earlier today than what we were 24 hours ago, 20 degrees warmer in Eastland, so quite the difference there. High pressure over the plains right now, that will continue to move to the east, but we have upper level high pressure southwest of the area and a little bit of ridging going on in the western U.S. that will come a little bit closer, so that will keep temperatures warm, but the different thing about it is we have a slight disturbance over here near Southern California that will actually enter into West Texas and give us some cloudy or some clouds tomorrow. It'll be a mix of sun and clouds, but nonetheless you will notice that, but we'll stay dry. Tonight, temperatures dipping into the 20s, and there's that cloud cover streaming in from the west, so partly cloudy conditions for some of us. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies north of I-20, temperatures in the 50s. As we head into your Friday morning, temperatures dipping to right around freezing once again with those clear skies. Light winds tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions on average throughout the afternoon hours, 45 degrees at noon, 50 degrees to end out the day with a high of 53. 60 degrees by Friday, temperatures in the upper 60s, possibly near 70 by the end of the weekend.
Right, look at that weekend. Switching gears to sports now, it seems like the Wiley Bulldogs have a plethora of talent doing big things on big levels. You got Case Keenum getting ready to, on that bye week for the Vikings, and you got a guy playing out in North Texas, right?
Yeah, Dion Deville's doing big things, and he's probably loving this nice weather we're having, right? And bad news though, excuse me, sad news though, we have more stuff on them coming up. They actually recently lost their home, so we'll have more on that coming up. What's next? Stay tuned.
Fox 15 Abilene, your news.
Let's take a trip down memory lane. These ballers, as you can see right here, were both playmakers for Wiley High for many years and helped win many games for them while they were there for, all their schooling. And now both Dion and Josh Deville are at North Texas continuing their educations. Josh is a business major and Dion is playing football. But sadly, everything changed for their mother and two other brothers on New Year's Eve because their Abilene home burnt down after some incense caught on fire. After firefighters looked into what happened, they determined it was a total loss. Sad to hear. So now the family is trying to take the next step to getting back to normalcy for them. So we're trying to help out a little bit. Now, in the past couple days, the family has worked to raise money to get their lives back to normalcy as best as they can. So if anyone is interested in helping out, you can visit youcaring.com. We'll have the link for you guys on the West Texas Scoreboard Facebook page and Twitter so that way you can check it out. But like I said, they're trying to get their house back, or at least make some sort of semblance of a house at some point. So any help will be greatly appreciated. Now, speaking of Wiley grads, Vikings starting quarterback Case Keenum has reached the second season, a.k.a. the playoffs. And it has been a magical ride for the former backup quarterback for the LA Rams. He has led the Vikes to 11 wins and helped stabilize the quarterback position, and he gets a week to prepare for his next opponents. We don't know who that is yet, but as they will play the Rams if they beat the Falcons or the winner of the Panthers and the Saints game. And since he had a week off, his family came all the way from the lean to visit him.
The little 15 minutes they would go outside or whatever, they bundled up in the house and then started sweating, and so they did it all wrong. But they had fun, they had a blast. It's a little different than what we're used to, that's for sure.
Now, hopefully they'll be able to handle the cold weather moving forward if Keenum and his squad keep on winning. We'll have more on who they will play coming up on Monday, but we're all hoping it's somewhere indoors, especially for the Keenum family. Now, it is January 2nd, or January 3rd, I'm sorry, and that means it's time for New Year's resolutions. And for me, I'm going to try and eat healthier more often. I'm kind of lax on that a little bit. And the Dallas Cowboys have theirs too. And that's to finish games in 2018. They were officially eliminated from the playoffs last week, and then they beat the Eagles on Sunday. But the biggest problem throughout the year was playing 4 quarters of football, which is something the great teams do, and that's what they'll work on in the offseason.
A better job of that. And, I think the maturity of the younger players over the course of the season helped us do that better, and that's something that we certainly have to build on going forward.
Now, the franchise's next step will be to decide what to do with defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence. He will be a free agent, and he's a sacking machine if they don't sign him to an extension or give him the franchise tag. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what they do next. Now, let's talk a little NBA basketball now. And the Spurs enter the new year basically in the same spot they've been all season long, in 3rd place in the Western Conference. So their New Year's resolution is to find that nice groove. Now, finding the groove will mean to fully integrate Kawhi Leonard back into the starting lineup and see how he and a rejuvenated LaMarcus Aldridge will play together. And they looked good doing just that last night in a big win. So once they do that, they could challenge, as always, with a Greg Popovich squad for the top 2 seeds in the West. So it should be a good year of NBA basketball. I know we're all excited. Adam, I know you're excited. Barrett, I know for sure you're excited. And so it's good stuff there, and it'll be obviously a lot of fun stuff moving forward because it's only going to get better and better.
The big thing is, we see time and time again with Pop, they didn't have Kawhi Leonard for basically the majority of this first half of the season. You're still in 3rd place. What gives? When will this finally pop? And you can compare the Pop Spurs teams and Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Just time and time again, we know they're going to be good. We know they're going to be great, and we know they're still going to be there in the end, right?
Yeah, exactly. The biggest thing for them is that they have that continualness. They have the coaching staff. They have the front office, the same old. They have the young guys that are still doing big things. That are obviously doing some big things. They know what's going on as well, and so it's definitely a good thing for them as well.
All right, I know we mentioned earlier, we all love chocolate here in this station, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
We all can't go a day, maybe even a moment without it.
I just ate chocolate earlier, actually, about 20 minutes ago.
Ooh, that's why you have so much energy during this show. Well, we might be a little scared after reading this. This story is sure to strike fear in the hearts of chocolate lovers everywhere. And experts say there could be a shortage of chocolate by the year 2050.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Teardrop.
We're all teardropping. Scientists say rising temperatures from climate change are threatening to shrink the number and size of rainforests around the equator. That area is home to the cacao trees, which are used to make chocolate. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says the 2 West African nations that produce over half the world's chocolate, Ghana and Ivory Coast, would be affected by the rising temperatures. Business Insider is reporting the candy maker Mars has pledged $1 billion toward sustainability efforts aimed at saving chocolate. Thank you. The corporation is reportedly recruiting researchers from the University of California to develop a sturdier cacao plant that wouldn't wilt in drier climates. Makes you ask, we all know we're going to be upset with no chocolate. What is your favorite chocolate?
Probably just light chocolate. I really don't like dark chocolate. I do like white chocolate, though.
Ooh, white chocolate is really good. White chocolate Reese's. We can't go anything wrong with that. What about you, Jerry?
Milk chocolate, just the way to go. Kind of don't go too crazy with it. Just keep it basic. That's where I'm at.
Just normal milk chocolate, Hershey's chocolate bar.
Yes.
Chocolate might be good all time of year, but right now we need some hot cocoa and soup, right? It's still a little chilly out there.
Yeah, we're still going to have pretty cold nights ahead. 25 degrees tonight, above freezing there by Friday morning with a low of 34. Temperatures in the 60s for the afternoons by the weekend, possibly close to 70 early next week.
And as you see, next week we're going to see more average this time of temperatures.
Yeah, that's right. Upper level high pressure moving into the area. So we're going to see these dry, mostly sunny skies with the exception of tomorrow. There'll be a little bit of cloud coverage tomorrow, especially along and south of I-20, but will remain dry, and that's due to just a weak disturbance kind of crossing in there. But temperatures going to feel pretty warm as we head into Sunday and Monday, especially compared to what it's been over the past few days with highs in the 20s, lows in the teens. We even got down to 9 over the weekend.
Woo. I know we talk about those overnight lows, and it's this might be by Friday, the first time we see overnight lows out of the 30s in, what, about a week, right?
Yeah, that's right. Overnight low, look there, 53 degrees on Sunday. And yes, we have a lot of time left. That's the reason why we're just going over and over the 7-day forecast with these mostly sunny skies.
I need warmer weather in my life, and I know you do, and I know you do too.
There you go.
Hey, but that's all
a lot
we
of
have.
sunshine in our lives.
Exactly. Right? That's all we have for Fox 16 Abilene. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.